Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and Coffee Stream episode 462. I'm sorry. I suck. I fell asleep. We're not going to say where I fell asleep, but I did. And I'm here now, so let's start the show, shall we? Let's see here. So I have some news and I also have some rants. Where are we? Here's the pause button. Okay. Yeah, Pink Hollow is right. I did fall asleep. And Lord Famine, yes, you are on time for a change and I'm running late. So yeah, I've had an interesting weekend. Hello, Costin. Well, Famine, actually. um, I may have fallen asleep on the fucking toilet. Oh, the weather really sucks today, and my head's a little bit sore from it. So I did end up passing out. Oh my god. Oh god. I can't believe you guessed that one either, Lord Famine. Oh my god. Okay, so before we get into the news, I had myself an interesting weekend. So the TikTok I made back in July where I stitched a lady asking if she should get her newborn vaccinated. That video, it's been making the rounds again. It has gotten back onto the For You page, and I've been getting more stupid comments. And I've been also getting more stupid people telling me that I'm using my story to recruit uh, people to getting the COVID shot. If I'm sure you've seen the uh, YouTube short that was posted, that's what was going on. Well, I did a reply video to one of the idiots this weekend, and I was banned from posting on Saturday. And as of right now, even though my account was supposed to be locked or unlocked for posting at 11:37, just before I passed out, um, I was still not able to post. And this was because I was hit for bullying and harassment again. And I just really find the irony from these people that they screech about their freedom of speech and their freedom of choice, right? But the minute somebody has an opinion, oh, sorry, um, as long as somebody has a different opinion than they do, then screw your freedom of speech. It's only their freedom of speech. And when they say something demonstrably stupid and you clap back at them for saying it, then you're the bully and you're the harasser. The irony is fantastic for these people. Yeah, and I just tried posting one of my drafts. I'm still banned. I still can't post. Hello, Selecta Boy. It's only freedom for them to speak, not for anyone to disagree with them. Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, as of right now, even though I was supposed to be unbanned at 11:37 this morning, I just tried posting one of my drafts and I still can't post. And I also, somebody last night tried to report a couple of my comments in a thread that on a second reply video where the person was backpedaling, and I said, you know, I was calling them out, and somebody reported those two comments last night. I got those unbanned, like I got those comments restored. But I'm wondering if because those comments were reported, even though I got them restored and like it was appealed and they've said, you know, no, this isn't a violation. I'm wondering if that's why I still can't post. I really do wonder if that's the reason why I can't post. Because I should be able to. It's after 11:37 and they use 24-hour time. So it's not a mistake. Like they didn't mean 11:37 p.m. because they would have said 23:37 at that point. So it's not that. It's just very frustrating. Hi, Alexander Ramsden. I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. I'm dealing with people telling me that I'm telling or using my story of going blind from the measles because of an unvaccinated child to scare people and recruit people into getting their COVID shot. Because measles and COVID are totally the same thing, apparently, according to these morons. I don't understand. I really don't. So, with that out of the way, let's dive into the news. I've picked out a couple of articles. And remember, this day is the a bit of the shorter day because I have orientation and mobility right after. So we're going to take a look at... Oh, and while I'm loading up the stories here, so I actually found the original videos of that math teacher from Riverside. The one who was doing the native dance. And no, that was straight up wrong of her. Like straight up wrong. There's no defending that. There are people that are very quick to cry racism over stupid things, but that was blatantly wrong and racist. And I figured out, because I found the account where the original videos are posted, and there are 3 of them in a row. I should have saved them and sent them to me myself, because I cannot find the account again. It would kind of just hit my For You page and I looked back through their catalog. But so the first video that I saw is the one that went viral. And then there's one right below it where she's asking about tomahawks, and then she starts pounding on her desk, chanting, SOHCAHTOA. You know, the acronym that you use in trigonometry. Yeah, that's what she's saying when she's dancing around like that. SOHCAHTOA, SOHCAHTOA. And then there's a third video that's like 10 seconds long And she looks at the class and she goes, and then I ran into the rock god. Thank you, rock god. And then she pulls out these rocks and she goes, oh, my kids actually painted these, but no, shh. The rock god made them, you guys. Oh my god, this is so funny. Like, that's what she actually says. She's making fun of actual, like, gods of people doing that. Just, they all do it and it's cool. It's ridiculous. Sine, cosine, tan. Yeah, the SOHCAHTOA. The sine, opposite, hypotenuse. Cosine, adjacent, hypotenuse. Tangent, opposite, hypotenuse. SOHCAHTOA. That's what she was doing. And you can tell, like, her class, like, in the video, her class is supremely uncomfortable. Like, her class is like, you know how when people are uncomfortable, they do that nervous chuckle and the sort of exclamations of like, wow, or oh man, like that type of deal, right? You can hear her students saying that. It's like, it's bad. It's not, like, there is no defending that. Okay. So we're gonna do, I think I've got 3 or 4 stories. I can't remember how many I grabbed here. Yeah, they were, exactly. Lord Famine, exactly. They were nervous, but didn't feel safe to say anything about her stupidity. Exactly. That's Kamala Harris in a nutshell. You're not wrong, Selective Boy. But yeah, it was... You could tell the students were very uncomfortable, but did not feel like they could call her out. That, like, it was... And I'm, like, honestly, I'm glad that somebody at least videoed it. And, like, you could hear the person videoing. They kind of clear their throat in that, you know, I can't believe I'm watching this type of sound. It's bad. It's really bad. So this is from CBC, this article that I'm about to share here. Alright, did CBC put me at the footer? It did not. Okay, good. So, high schoolers and educators decry split focus of hybrid learning model. Gee, I wonder why that could be. So this was posted October 24th, so yesterday. So here we go. So this is posted from the Ontario, talking about Ontario schools. So here we go. After a grade 10 year with province-wide shifts to virtual learning, Evelyn Gia was eager to be back at school in person this fall. Yeah, I can imagine. However, The 16-year-old and her peers continue to struggle with their schooling daily, she says, because her Mississauga, Ontario school board has opted for a hybrid learning model, with one teacher simultaneously instructing in-person students and those logging on from home. Wow. That's... How is that even possible to focus? How is the teacher supposed to adjust for teaching in person and online? That's like, what's she supposed to do? Write on the blackboard and then quickly like turn the laptop around? Like, that makes no sense. There needs to be, if a school board is going to do this, okay, there needs to be a teacher. They need to hire, and this is the problem, because because of the funding and everything. But if this is what you choose, you need to hire, and if it's an online stuff, you can do part-time. Just hire 12 part-time teachers, like substitute teachers, for your board to run the Google Classrooms. For high school students, all you really need to be doing is marking things and checking in to make sure, like, take attendance, check in to make sure the assignments are understood, and that's it. Like, the younger grades honestly didn't, like, you could even do part-time for the younger grades. Just hire one part-time teacher for each grade to run the Google Classroom. That's all you need to do. Teachers fiddling with the additional technology needed for incorporating remote students, coupled with recurring connectivity issues, eat up a lot of time, says Evelyn. As a result, class isn't productive for those at school, nor those at home. No, it's not. It's not at all. And by the time you're in grade 10, if you're doing stuff at home, you should be able to log into your Google Classroom and do your stuff on your own. If you need help, you can always email your teacher. That shouldn't be an issue. And like I said, like, what could be done even is you could video the lecture, right? Video the lecture that you're teaching for the in-person students, and then upload it to the Google Classroom. Provide your notes for the literally provide everything that you would give your in-class students onto the Google Classroom. And then the teacher that is running the Google Classroom, like, literally all you need to do is hire somebody to run the classroom, and then the teachers can still mark accordingly. Just have everything submitted to the teacher, the class teacher. Why does it sound like there's either an angry transformer stomping around outside or a recurring thunder? That's very weird. Anyway, yeah, this is a bad system. Take chemistry. Oh, Jesus Christ. The teacher has 5 screens up, 2 mouses, and 2 keyboards, and it takes her half an hour to set it up, Evelyn said. That's half an hour of class time that we could be using to be learning chemistry. Yes! This is bullshit. This is absolutely stupid, and it's lazy on this board's part. They don't want to hire the extra teachers. And it's just, I don't get it. Maybe your active mic is a noise magnet. Maybe. It literally sounded like, quite, I'll be honest, it was probably the recycling people finally coming or whatever. But the way that it sounded like there was like a machine just stomping around outside. Because it was like every 10 seconds, I was just hearing clang, boom. Okay, let's see here. Familiarity and flexibility cited as advantages. Ontario school districts using the hybrid model of simultaneous instruction this year say it's the way to keep remote learners connected to familiar teachers and their regular school communities. It also allows for greater flexibility if sudden shifts between in-person learning and remote learning are required. You people want lockdowns. I swear to God. You want us to go back to lockdowns. Why would you even need 2 keyboards? Are they too lazy to twist back and forth to be able to use more than 5 monitors? Yeah. Here's the thing. Maybe if you guys hadn't wasted money on all the extraneous tech, like 2 keyboards, 2 mice, and fucking 5 screens for 1 classroom, and hire a couple of extra teachers to run the online portal, and then still allow students to connect with the teacher assigned to their class for in-person learning, that, might be... A lockdown populace is a quieter, easier to manage populace. Yep. Have you ordered your new computer box yet? That's probably going to happen this evening. I'm waiting for my credit card to clear. So what I have to do is, guys, I'm going to have to finance my computer because I do not have the money to drop $1,400 right now. So what I'm going to be doing is financing through Apple. And once everything's all paid off, the assistive devices program's going to reimburse me. So I have to wait a year for the reimbursement. But I still have to pay the taxes up front because they're not going to put the taxes on the finance plan. So I have to wait for funds to clear onto my credit card so that I can pay the taxes and my keyboard, because they're not putting the keyboard on the finance plan either. So I have to wait for that to clear, and then I'm going to place the order for I'm getting the Mac Mini because it has more ports than the MacBook Air, and it has a better cooling system than the MacBook Air. It's got the same specs, it's just designed differently. And then, I'll be probably ordering that this evening or tomorrow. What was she trying to create with that stuff, a UFO? Good one. That's funny. That's very funny. I like that. However, the model which some boards adopted to address the ongoing provincial mandates requires them to offer virtual learning, continuing to draw fierce criticism from students, parents, educators, and more who blast its sustained use this year as unacceptable at this point of the pandemic. Yes! Go the fuck back to work. Go the fuck back to school. Like, come on. Yay, a new computer is always exciting. Yeah, I was supposed to... So, Ryan, this is a mini desktop. The Mac Mini is it's a mini desktop. It's literally a box. Actually, when I'm done this article, I'll pull it up for you guys to see what it looks like. It is literally just a box. And you get it, and I bought the keyboard to go with it. And then somebody is kind enough to, they have extra monitors that they're going to, that one extra monitor they're going to give me so that Pinkalo can use the computer. But yeah, it's a mini desktop. So yeah, this is beating a dead horse at this point, but we need to stop this and just go back to in-person everything. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand why we're doing this at all. I don't at all. It's very frustrating. Okay, let's make sure. Mac Mini. Where are we here? Mac Mini, learn more. That's what we'll do. So I'll just pull it up so you guys can see it. Okay, let's go over here. Und share the screen. So yeah, one of the reasons I didn't want to get a new MacBook is because they still only have 2 USB ports. This one at least has 4. And HDMI out and like audio, like it's got extra ports that I can use for hooking up to to a TV for gaming and stuff. Like, this is better than the MacBook Air. And it's cheaper! Because I was looking at a MacBook Air, and with taxes, it would have been almost $1,800. So this is the Mac Mini. Hold on, let me see if I can get to an image here. Where are we here? Let me find some images here. Yeah, it starts at $8.99. So the one that I'm looking at, I'm putting 16 gigs of RAM in it. Why are there no images? But yeah, I put 16 gigs of RAM in it, which that's what made it more expensive.
You got 10 minutes till Jeanette gets here.
She's gonna be a bit late.
Okay. Doing format or no?
Huh?
Are you doing format or no?
People were asking about the computer. Now I'm going back to the stories. Everything's fine. All right, love you. This 2-week lockdown has gone out the other side of ridiculous and out into the realm of absurd. Yep. So, next story. So yeah, that's just the little box. It is a little box that you hook your peripheries up to. It doesn't have a battery. You plug it in. So it's a mini desktop. All right, so I've got a couple of other stupid things to talk about here in the news. So we'll be fine. Where are my DMs here? We don't need my top tweets. We need my DMs, please. Oh my goodness. So while I'm pulling this up, Pinkalo and I, on Saturday, attempted to watch a horror movie from 2017. I keep forgetting about these, says Check Your Logic. They never show up in my recommended. Oh, that sucks. Are you still on Twitter? And I'm also going to be trying to remember to post the stream links to the community tab as well, check. So make sure you're subscribed, because I will, I'm going to try to remember to post the links to the community tab, because YouTube does suck about notifying. But yeah, Pinkalo and I were trying to watch an actually newer horror movie. It's called Life. It's from 2017. It has Ryan Reynolds in it. And oh my god, it was horrible. It was so boring. We didn't even finish it. We got halfway through. It's supposed to be about discovering like a single-celled organism, or a single cell on Mars, and I guess they're studying this discovery on the ISS, and it starts to grow and exhibit intelligence. And honestly, the pacing was horrible. It was just the pacing sucked. And honestly, I couldn't figure out if the movie was trying to be The Thing, or the Blob, or Alien. It was so bad. It was just bad. So yeah, this is why I stick to old horror movies. And there are still plenty that I haven't watched. So, I'm sure that I'll find some good ones to watch. But good God, it was just... And the one good thing about that movie, Ryan Reynolds was actually doing a really good job. There was this one scene where what happened in the scene was scientifically impossible. But just Ryan Reynolds' reaction, you could tell, as an astronaut, if something really awesome happened, that would be the reaction the astronauts would have, like, that genuine joy of accomplishing something. Like, Ryan Reynolds really nailed that. And they actually, without spoiling anything, they actually kill him off in the first, like, 20 minutes of the movie. It's like, why? What are you doing? Why would you do that? You killed off the only good thing about your movie. I don't get it. What are you doing? Okay, so this story, we're gonna learn about apparently a zero carbon community that's being planned for my region. A zero carbon multi-generational community. Why am I figuring... Why do I have a feeling that they're going to make us live in pods? Like, really, that's what that sounds like. Live in the pod. Eat the bugs. Yeah, it was bad. It was a bad movie. Zero carbon multi-generational community planned for Bloomingdale. This is from the Record. Bloomingdale. The idea was born from Jill Simpson's work teaching about healthy aging and her partner Robert Dyke's work as an architect designing retirement centers and long-term care homes. Oh boy. Sounds like a great partnership. All right. They found that elders decide to maintain control. They found that elders desire, to maintain control and to remain integrated in their communities when living out their later years. That's it. That's just groundbreaking. Groundbreaking discoveries. Yay, pod people. We're gonna become pod people. Wasn't there a movie that told us how bad that was? Yes, there was. Simpson and Dyke envision a community where elders can age in places where community flourishes and neighbors lean on each other. Isn't that called an assisted living facility where senior citizens live in an apartment and they have, like, community time? You know, you can go down to the community center room and play cards, and, you know, my grandmother used to volunteer at a seniors community where she would bring library books to the apartment building every month. The ladies would come down and they would bring their books back, and grandma would take them, and she would bring new books for the women to exchange, and they would always come down, and they would look forward to getting new books from grandma, and they wouldn't just grab their books and leave, right? They would sit and they would talk to each other. They would talk to grandma. They would, this book was really good. Do you know if there's any more in that series? Can you look for it? It would, like, these already exist. And some of them even have, not only do they have on-site superintendents, but they have on-site nurses. Like, what are you guys talking about? It's a pretty bleak place, but you can get awesome stories. Yep. I used to do bingo night and help cook for one of those places. Oh, cool. They call it to thrive together, a multi-generational community planned in Bloomingdale that emphasizes taking care of each other and the planet. Oh my god. Guys, do you know what? If you take the and the planet away, not 20 years ago, you know what this was called? This was called a neighborhood. A neighborhood. Do you know how many neighborhoods this described in the 90s? Like 90% of them. Like my dad's neighborhood. Even though it was a new subdivision and it was a new community built in the late 90s. There were still people, the kids played together. People talked to each other. Like, people were on their porches hanging out. Keep in mind the majority of Bloomingdale is people that work in one factory. That is also true. It's like 3 roads and 100 houses. That is also true. So it's already like that. Right? But, like, my grandmother's neighborhood is a prime example of the way neighborhoods used to be in the 90s. And even before that. Like, when my dad was growing up and his brothers. They had euchre night every month. They had... Like, every week there was a different night. It was euchre night, poker night. They had potlucks. They did a chili cook-off in the summertime. They had a corn roast in the summertime. There was, every Halloween, there was one guy in the neighborhood that did, he just went all out for Halloween. He also built a skating rink in his yard because he had a big, long, gated in area of patio stones before his full backyard. So he iced that every year for the entire neighborhood. And everybody was there. Everybody went skating in his backyard. This is not a new concept. It's still its own city. They can do whatever they want. Oh, yeah, it's just silly. It's just silly. I just think it's funny they want to be a net zero city even though they have 2 of the dirtiest facilities. Yeah, they do. They really do. The idea was to create a place where people would come with the expectation of maintaining wellness as opposed to the expectation of declining, Simpson said. Well, nobody goes anywhere with the plan of declining. Okay? That's silly. People lead longer, happier, healthier, more meaningful lives when they are surrounded with a support network of various ages, people of different backgrounds and different cultures. I think it's just people are better off when they're socializing and have support. It doesn't matter the culture or the diversity. It just, as long as you're supported and respected, that's what helps you. And also, if it wasn't for the fact that it was the entrance to Snyder's Flats and that big trailhead, nobody would go there. That's also very true. Blind Thrapple. Hello, Scribe Light. Hello, sir. Community is designed to be sustainable with a net zero carbon footprint and industry-leading sustainable building methods and materials. What are you gonna do? Make us live in shipping containers? Heating and cooling will be facilitated through geo-exchange. Electricity will be produced through a centralized solar panel. Oh! And a centralized solar panel and battery system, and drinking water will be sourced from a well on site and wastewater treated on site with a biofiltration system. You guys do know how cold it gets here, right? You do know that in the winter time, batteries, like, and stuff, they don't, like, you do know that when it gets super cold, you have to plug in your car so the battery will charge and so that your car will start, right? You know that when it's even just -10 out and you have your phone out for too long, it shuts down. Why? Why are people so stupid? Why? Why? Battery cold, dead cells. Exactly. Oh my god. Oh my god. We're gonna have a central solar panel and battery system in fucking Canada! In Ontario! In a place where it snows fucking 7 months out of the year! And gets to -30 without the wind chill. Yeah, that's great. That's brilliant. That's amazing. Good job. Good job. Your architect and your healthy living degrees are just amazing. Wow. Wow. You guys are stupid. You guys. And they want to put them in cottage style homes. So, like, pods. And I bet you they'll be made of something like shipping containers. Or recycled material. That doesn't insulate well. That's my prediction. Okay, last story. Last story. Holy Jesus Christ. People are just fabulously stupid. Like, I'm all for energy efficiency and, clean electricity and, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm all for that. But doing stuff that makes no sense just to virtue signal about being a clean area, like, no, that's dumb. That's stupid. Okay. So this family from Toronto won a cruise but apparently they were kicked off the ship. Toronto families say they were left high and dry by cruise line because they were Canadian. Well, that's interesting. And I pre-read this one. So, a Toronto family is demanding compensation after their dream cruise vacation ended abruptly on a Florida pier. Eli Penner and his father Ofer won the Caribbean cruise, which departed from Port Canaveral on September 19th, but when they tried to board, they were denied access to the ship and eventually escorted out of the terminal by a sheriff's deputy. Wow, okay. The only reason they were given, the Penners say, is that they are Canadian citizens and were therefore not eligible for this cruise, even though they'd provided MSC cruises with their citizenship in writing and on the phone in the weeks leading up to the trip. So, yeah, they won the cruise. They provided their citizenship in both verbally and in writing, and were still denied. That's not right. That's not okay. Quote, "It's painful," Eli Penner said. Quote, "We come all the way to the port, welcomed on board, and get spat in our faces." Yeah, that is getting spit in your face. You win a trip, right? You provide all of the documents that you're supposed to provide. You're told everything is good to go. You show up, and and it also has to be embarrassing. You know what I mean? Like, if you're coming for vacation and you have done everything that you're supposed to do, and then you get treated like this, in front of everybody else, that's got to be embarrassing. And they say they were not alone. Eli Penner told CBC Toronto he was told several other Canadians were also barred from the ship that day, as well as people from other nations. Interesting. So why put out a trip eligible to be won by people outside of the U.S. if you're not going to allow people outside of the U.S. to be accommodated? That's not fair. That's not right. I feel like a lawsuit is coming, and I feel like it's going to be a class action lawsuit. Because that's not right. MSC wouldn't speak with CBC Toronto on Canada, but in an email statement, the cruise line maintains the Penners were turned away because they had no cancellation or interruption insurance. That's still on them. I guess that for their insurance sake, they need to make sure that their passengers are insured. But the Penners say they were never told insurance was required. They also showed CBC Toronto a form they say they were given by MSC, which lists the reason they were denied access as, quote, Canadian citizen. Huh! Well, that kind of puts the lie to your email statement then, MSC, doesn't it? Oh my goodness. Okay. The company's website has a list of countries whose citizens would be eligible for its cruises after October 1st, 2021. That list did not include Canada, but by October 22nd, the list had been taken down. Huh! Huh, interesting. That's some shady shit there, MSC. That's some shady shit. So yeah, that's our last story for the day. I need to go and get ready for my lesson. I do thank you all for watching. I do apologize for starting late. And do come by Twitch tomorrow afternoon, about 12:30 or 1 o'clock, for Beat the Blind Girl. And if you are on TikTok, I will be going live on TikTok tonight. And of course, also, it's Wednesdays with Skep this Wednesday, so be sure to catch that. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your Monday. If you're in a rainy area like I am, stay dry. Also, please consider going to blindpress.net and grabbing some merch or leaving a tip. I have me a computer to finance. Have a great day, guys. Bye.